The fat bike market has been steadily growing and shows little signs of slowing down. So if you're like me and are looking to add a fat bike to your stable, but don't want to spend too much on a second, third, or maybe fourth bike, the Ironhorse Dolomite may be your ticket to get into the bouncing fun. This Ironhorse is also branded as a Mongoose Dolomite in some markets, though it is the exact same bike. It features a 7-speed Shimano Tourney TX derailleur controlled by a twist grip shifter, which is great for shifting when wearing thick mittens or equipping handlebar muffs. A set of front and rear cable disc brakes makes stopping the Dolomite a relative ease. At the time of this review, I have put roughly 200 kilometers in the saddle of the Dolomite on mixed terrain. Let me start off by saying I've certainly enjoyed just about every kilometer. Once you dial in a lower PSI, the tires equipped from the factory are able to handle snow and mud fairly well, though replacing them would probably be the first upgrade, should I choose to do any. On single track, the bike handles rather confidently and is pretty nimble for something with such fat tires and heavy weight. However, carrying your momentum is an important skill to have, since building up can be a struggle when pushing 50 pounds of steel and rubber up a hill. This may not be the bike for those with weaker legs, unless you plan to ride on more level terrain. With a decently wide frame, the wheels don't get too gummed up when riding in the muck. Where the Dolomite shines is riding on double-track trails, rail trails, boardwalks, or bike paths. The Dolomite is a great cruiser for these types of rides. It has a comfortable seating position and the tires don't have too high of a rolling resistance. Riding through the city streets and bike paths, the Dolomite got a lot of attention. So if you want to avoid all human interaction, the Dolomite or any fat bike may not be for you. Charting out the pros and cons, it helps to decide at a quick glance whether the Dolomite will fit your riding needs. The pros. At a price around $300, it is likely the most inexpensive fat bike available on the market. A comfortable ride, depending on the length. Longer rides, it can get a little sore in the saddle, so it may be something to upgrade. A good build quality. A little time spent at a dirt jump and pump track exemplified this. It's fun to get out and ride terrain that other bikes can't handle, such as snow, mud, and even sand. And its eye-catching looks. The cons. Weight. The bike weighs around 50 pounds, which is roughly double that of my main bike. The bike can use some upgrades out of the box. If you plan to be more of a serious rider, things such as tires, grips, pedals, seat if you plan to go on longer rides, could all be swapped out. The gearing, that is something that could use some adjusting. Even the most minor hill can feel like a struggle. I'm looking to replace the chainring in an effort to alleviate this. The paint finish is a little weak and showing some wear in areas where the cables make contact. Getting too involved with upgrades can bring the total cost of the bike to that of more costly competitors, so maybe use leftover parts you have lying around or try to find them on the used market. For something with such an accessible price, the Dolomite is a well-rounded bike, but there is room for improvement. For the more casual rider looking to dip their toe into the world of fat bikes, or someone who wants to ride year-round but has a main bike they'd rather put their efforts into, the Dolomite is a great option.